Welcome everybody back to Nerd Shit, where we at Hypothetically Sound talk about nerd shit. Uh, in this series, I guess, or this next bunch of episodes, we're gonna be taking a look at The Walking Dead. It just ended. Um, I know none of us have watched all of it. I, for example, Randy, have only watched till season 7, episode 1. Alek, how far did you get?
About season 7, but the before that I didn't watch it. Like I skipped like the Alexandra arc, like what season 5 or 6 or some shit.
Yeah.
So
Mom, how far did you get?
Through the up through season 9
Season
because
9.
then we didn't have access to it anymore.
Okay. So yeah, we haven't watched all of it, so we thought that it would be fun to go back, watch it all, and then talk about it. So far we have watched through season 1. So this episode we'll look at episode 1, 2, and 3 of season 1. And the next episode will be 4, 5, 6, and so on and so forth until we get through the whole thing. Since it's all on Netflix now, why not just do it that way? So yeah, you guys ready? I know as we were watching this all, Mom taking some notes. I have some notes in my head, some questions in my head. So yeah, we'll talk about the episode and things that we spotted. You guys ready?
We're
yes,
ready.
sir.
Okay, so for people listening at home that just need a refresher, episode 1 sees Sheriff Deputy Rick Grimes waking from a gunshot inflicted coma to discover that the world is overrun with walkers. Goes back to his house to try and find his wife and son, but meets survivor Morgan Jones and his son Dwayne. Deciding to separate from them, Rick heads to Atlanta with a bag of weapons to find his wife Lori and son Carl. Unaware they are safe with other survivors led by his former partner Shane, he encounters hordes of walkers and becomes trapped inside a tank. So that's gist of the first episode. That's what Wikipedia has as the synopsis. So what do you remember from episode 1? What did you recall that stood out to you in episode 1? Either of you.
All right, I'll go first. Actually happens at the end of the episode. When he's in the tank, why the hell he thinks it's cool to shoot a gun inside of a tank?
Yeah.
I understand the situation. But I feel like he should be smart enough as someone who handles guns like he does to
Mm-hmm.
not do something like that and maybe figure out a different way to kill that zombie.
Also,
But
it didn't like it doesn't seem to have any lingering repercussion. Like the dude's hearing is back by time season 2 episode starts. Like that's a loud ringing noise. Like you wear headphones or the noise canceling headphones at a gun range for a reason because you can go depth. So I'm assuming in a metal encased tank, like he should have went deaf in least one of the ears or had loss of hearing or something, but had no issues moving forward from it.
I'm more worried about the bullet ricocheting because he
I
got
was
this
just,
python and he like put it next to this decaying head. No way that it doesn't, go through and hit metal and ricochet, right?
Yeah.
yeah, she be pinging around in there for a while.
Yeah, it's great. The whole tank scene's weird. Like, as we were watching, I told you guys, but I don't know. People at home know. The dude he kills in the tank was actually the actor that played Doomsday at Smallville. He was in a sci-fi show where he played a vampire. Uh, and they were gonna do some kind of like spin-off like short series with him, and then decided after he did that scene, just, we're not gonna do it. Uh, but yeah,
Yeah,
so
stop.
interesting fact.
They were doing a little bit of those backstories in some of the zombies, but that didn't go very well.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't received. So,
I,
which is why they're doing spin-offs now of characters on the show. I don't know.
on
Learn from
a
history.
another note about shooting in the tank. Could you imagine shooting a zombie and then the bullet ricocheting and hitting you in the leg, and that's how you became a zombie? Because you're an idiot,
Yeah, yeah. There's
and the
so
blood transfer
much
from the bullet.
in the first season that just like doesn't make like actual sense for future outcomes.
Yeah. Well, and they admit that their first season they didn't know how well it was going to be received because of all the gore and everything that was in it. So it
Mhm.
was just kind of, all right, let's do this, let's do this. That's why it was only 6 episodes. And then when it took off as big as it did, then they, sat back and said, "Okay, we can develop this the way we want and throw money at it now."
Hmm.
So, my thing was, how much of a person has to be eaten before they don't become a zombie? It's like when you see the hospital when he's coming out
Hmm.
and there's like a person sitting there that's like half ate,
Hmm.
but you'll see people that get eaten and have like half of their neck and shoulder gone and they're walking around as zombies. How much has to be eaten?
Just the brain, right?
Yeah, I'm assuming if the brain is impacted at all, they don't come back. Uh, and it might go for other things too. So if someone had a brain injury beforehand, they might not come back. So who knows exactly? But we just know that it, because we find out in episode 6. We know that it just reinitiates the bottom part of the brain. So I'm assuming if the stem is too damaged, uh, or anything, they don't come back. So I'm assuming you can literally eat them up past their heart. No, probably not the heart either. I guess they would chomp, maybe just sit there as a head chomping, because the future stuff, we know that the head stays and is still uh
Yeah,
is animated. So yeah, if I'm assuming the lower part of the brain is damaged at all, it's not a zombie. Just stops being.
makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the episode one kind of sets up a lot of different questions that I just kept thinking of through the whole thing. So, like Rick with his gunshot wound,
Mm-hmm.
when they show him getting shot, it's in his upper part of his body,
Yeah.
and then when he's in the hospital, it's lower in his abdomen area
Mm-hmm.
is
No,
where they bandage him.
yeah, and there's no way, like, even the way the dude was shooting from a low arc, so maybe what we saw in the show, because the dude was in a ditch when he shot Rick, who was on the
Mhm.
road. So I get, like, if we're seeing it and he was shot from the front, it would make sense if it came out, if he got shot in his abdomen and it came out of his shoulder on the out way. But I don't remember if he shot from behind or in front. Because he was taking off he was like looking at his vest at the time. Um, but yeah, the gunshot definitely seemed to be a moving target. Uh, and another thing, so when watching the episode back, he go like he says, he goes and he gets him and Morgan guns. He's like, yeah, we can go here and get the guns. No one, none of the other police officers, like, because he's a sheriff's deputy, so he's not even the sheriff. He's not the main person in charge at his own precinct. You tell me the sheriff, none of the other people took those guns, or held
Tried to
up
hide out there.
there, or
Yeah,
any of those things. Like, he just, yep, we're gonna go a month later and we're going to take all these guns that no one seemed to take. Shane didn't take any extra guns to protect. Like,
The only argument I have for that is that there was a police officer there
mm-hmm.
that was a zombie, right?
Yeah,
So there is a good chance that they saw what was happening and their friend turned and they just left,
mm-hmm.
right?
Or they left him in, like, they went uh to go to one of the zones and left him there to, like, watch out in case they came
guard it.
back or something, and they just weren't able to come back. Because we don't know, like, we know that Rick travels to Atlanta on, like, a car for a while and then takes a horse into Atlanta. We don't know how far away they were from Atlanta. I don't know if it's ever talked about uh the distance he traveled, but he did travel quite a way with a horse
Yeah,
and
They
all those
also,
guns.
I was gonna say, they also, when showing Shane, kind of made it look like he skedaddled as soon as everything started going. So
True, true. Trying to think if there's anything else that stood out. Obviously, like, the big question that everybody had was how the zombies acted in season 1. For those that don't know, Robert Kirkman has said multiple times, don't put any stock into the zombies in season 1, because the person who was the writer slash director left after season 1, so they kind of didn't follow his trend with how the zombies working, because we have the little girl right away who picks up the doll and shows signs of recognition. You have the mom who keeps coming back to the doors. And then but the big thing
Other ones
was
trying.
what, go ahead.
I was saying, and other ones trying to, get indoors and wiggling and
Yeah. So yeah, don't
wiggling with
don't
handles.
mind the walkers during season one. They're essentially not common to what you see in season two and so and further on. Uh, but I guess the big question was to stop with episode one. I mean, not season one, but episode one is the ending of this. Towards the ending of this episode, he goes back to the girl that he sees crawling on the ground. Why do you believe they made Rick go back and kill that walker?
To give his character like compassion, to show, you know, he still, even though the world's falling apart and he's still trying to figure it out, he still believes that with somebody and he just doesn't want them still living the way that they're living, well, animated the way, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives his character a little bit of compassion, especially, with the episodes coming up. It helps with his decisions, making people understand a little better why he does some of the stuff he does.
Mm-hmm.
I think that since like he didn't know if it was Lori or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
That it showed um early signs of what Rick becomes later on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of how quick he was to accept things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um how he seemed like a kind of like a family oriented at first kind of person, losing his wife, he thought he'd be like devastated and just quickly showed how quick he turned that off.
Mm-hmm.
Um yeah, I think it's more of a character development, like a signs of early things.
Mm-hmm.
So, what would you guys do if you woke up in a hospital like him and walked out, seeing all the bodies, finding the room with the chain that says "Don't open, dead" inside?
Try to figure out why I was so unlucky.
Yeah. Same thing. Probably go back to my house, try to see if there are people held up there. You do the same. Like, there's not much you can do. You try to escape. Hope you don't. Like, obviously, something bad is happening. You see all the bodies, and you hope that you don't run into someone killing people. I guess more
Who would
so.
you be? Yeah, who would you be looking for first?
No one. I'm assuming at that point everybody's dead.
Same, actually, yeah.
So you wouldn't have hope that
No,
either
No,
either
I
of
would
you
have.
were.
no.
If I'm in a coma and the zombie breaks out, I don't see Alec leaving. I know I'm not leaving Alec. So if he's not there, something bad happened. So I'm assuming he dead.
Yeah, my knee probably gave out going down the stairs or something, and I just like I'm dead and I'm not moving. I'm leaving.
No, I'm just assuming he's dead. I'm assuming you dead. I'm assuming dad dead. I'm assuming everybody dead.
I'm
None of
assuming
us have
you
guns.
you using dad dead only because y'all can't move.
And yeah, like dad has a gun, but like he ain't fast enough to go get it. And if a zombie breaking into his house, one of his neighbors breaks into his house, you ain't
True,
got a
they
gun.
old
You ain't
too.
gonna be able to fight off a zombie who's still has
True.
full strength. Like the
No,
zombies
I
don't
wouldn't
lose
do it.
strength until they start decaying.
Yeah, I was just curious. That was my answer too.
Damn,
The
you don't
what
have
that
faith in
you
us?
ain't you ain't fighting us.
No, I would assume, because if I was in the hospital or like you guys were in the hospital, I wouldn't leave.
Damn, you know what happens when
Well,
you assume.
yeah, you two would be like, "All right, mom, we love you, but we got to
I,
go."
I'll be honest. I'm more of a, a pity guy. And so if you was in a coma during all that, like I'm the one, the power ain't going out, the plug getting like pulled. Like you on life support, like that's just the best. It
Yeah,
sounds really messed up, but like I feel like that's just like, hey, let's just end this here, and no suffering, like
and that's what comes down to. Like,
mercy.
I wouldn't have left if you're in a coma that we don't know if you're ever gonna come out. You're on a breathing tube, feeding tube. Yeah, there's zero reason to like especially at that point, they kind of know what's happening. They know the dead are coming back to life. Like they know that's a thing already. Uh, and so for him to him leave Rick like that is very like almost selfish and uncaring of Rick. Because Shane just leaves him there, like he puts the bed in front of the door, but that's not gonna stop these military dudes from going in there and killing them. Uh, you have no reason to believe that that's going to stop a zombie from going in there if Rick makes some kind of noise if the beeping still goes off.
Hmm.
So yeah, the best option honestly is to pull the plugs so that one you don't like you don't know at that point that everybody comes back, like you find out later in the season. So you're assuming he's just going to peacefully drift off into sleep and never wake up, and that's his best option because you don't want him to be eaten alive while he's in a coma and wake up to being ate or anything like that. You don't want him to be murdered by someone he doesn't know. So yeah, I think that's the best option is pulling the plug.
Yeah, they packed a lot in episode one.
Especially for Shane,
Okay.
like he knew he was gonna go fuck his wife.
Oh,
Sorry.
the whole time, as soon as he mentions Lori when they're in the car eating lunch. Oh, speaking of that, watching that Shane reaching in, stealing what did
His
he do? Did he steal the fries or like put
yeah,
ketchup on the fries or something? He did
yeah.
something on
Oh yeah, no,
Rick's
he grabs
food.
his fries and he reaches over and swipes ketchup off of Rick's burger,
Oh
bro.
yeah.
And it was like, yo, you all dating? What is happening? What is you don't do that to your homie. That's weird. That's weird. Like you can kiss him goodnight, but you can't do that. Oh man.
Yeah, no, the
That
whole
that ruined the episode for me.
I saw
Like
it when he saw it. I'm just like, what is Shane doing? What is going on right here?
I blocked that out of my head. I totally forgot about that. I was like, I cannot enjoy this if I remember this.
It
And so
just
I poofed it out. Thanks for reminding me.
it just shows how petty Shane was the whole like you're like, why is that petty? Because he wants what fucking Rick has the whole time, and there goes a cuss word I had to edit out. Uh, he
Oh,
wants what he wants what Rick has the whole time, even something as little as the ketchup off his burger. So yeah, and he starts talking about Lori, and like he gets this like puppy dog face. Oh, Lori's the one that got away. You don't know how great you are. Oh, you guys talking about divorce. I'm gonna swoop in. Like everything about Shane is weird. Shane, I really don't like Shane as a character. I find him just a weird psychopath for no
I
reason.
think Shane is a great character development character.
But yeah, like I don't like him, and that's his character. Like some people are gonna love Shane, some people are gonna hate Shane. I'm on the field of hating Shane.
He's still better than Andrea.
Oh yeah, 100% better than Andrew. We haven't even gotten into her yet. We're still on episode 1. Uh, this episode's already at like 18 minutes, so we're just gonna do one episode at a time because they're going long. So let's end this episode 1 with. So our hypothetical. You're Rick, and you decide to take this horse, and you're starting to go towards uh Atlanta. You see all the cars on the opposite lane trying to get out deserted. Nothing in your lane. You're going into town, and now you're a mile into Atlanta, into a bustling city where people are supposed to be safe, and you don't see a single soul. Do you keep going into Atlanta?
I mean, kinda, yeah, right? It sounds weird, but like, where else are you supposed to go, right?
True, true. I guess.
I wouldn't be like going if I'm going in and I'm seeing it's deserted. Like when he first went in, I still wouldn't be like making the horse go faster. All right, come on, let's turn this corner and go and walk or drive or ride the horse right into the horde of zombies.
Mm-hmm.
I'd
Yeah,
still
yeah.
be
And
cautious.
if I
And he
did
got
mess
in,
up and
he's
do
like,
that,
yeah, yeehaw.
if I did mess up and do that, I wouldn't go and crawl into a tank and then fire a gun within it.
Yeah. That was just weird. Like he's rolling in and like he's seen no one. Like that should be enough worrisome that a city that has a population over what like 10 million, 12 million you don't see a single soul. Like, it's weird that he didn't see a single walker. He didn't see anything until he turned that corner where they're all just like chilling, hanging out, relaxing, maxing, all cool, shooting some b-ball outside school. But it's just weird that they're just hanging there, and he's and then turns around, and then they all come out of the word works. Like, they came out of every alley, came out of every side street. He had no escape but to go into a tank and shoot somebody. So episode 1 came out October 31st, 2010. I didn't know it came out on Halloween. That's cool. It got 5.35 million viewers, and it had a 2.7 out of 7 share rating share that day. Looking at all the shares, honestly, I don't know how it got renewed. They averaged about a little over 5 million viewers an episode and had an average of like 2.6 shares.
Now, are you comparing that with other shows on AMC?
No, I haven't looked at
Not
other shows on
every,
AMC.
yeah, because not everybody had access to AMC.
Well, I guess I could read the ratings. The pilot received 5 million views, making it the most watched series premiere episode of AMC television series.
I was gonna say that put AMC on the map. So
True, I forgot back then AMC wasn't known at all. That's before Breaking Bad even and everything.
Yeah.
The first season finale received 6 million viewers, a season high, with 4 million viewers in the 18 to 49 demographic, making it the most watched basic cable series for the demographic. Yeah, I guess it makes sense.
Ooh, another fun fact. Black Friday, after they released the season 1 on DVD, I fought an old lady for it. The last one at Walmart.
Me and Randy standing in the aisle watching Alek, and he comes running back, going, "Oh my god, I feel so bad, but I'm so happy. I feel so bad, but I'm so happy. I just knocked an old lady out because she tried ripping it out of my hand."
I knocked her out. Okay, she just like I grabbed it, and then she did an old lady thing where she grabbed and was like, "I had it first." I was like, "Ma'am, I will beat the I will
Randy,
not do anything violent, but I'm angry." And then
Randy,
I just
now it's first and last Black Friday ever. When it was true Black Fridays, not what you got now.
Yeah,
It
people
was you
rude,
wait in
dude.
line. Yep,
Yeah.
you wait in line. They open the doors, and everybody runs everybody over. They take bats out to come after you because you're grabbing the last Cabbage Patch Girl. Those were the days of Black Friday that I remember.
They weren't the days at all. They were horrible, horrible time.
See what I did for you guys growing up? Because you had to have your Tickle Me Elmo and your your Pokemon stuff. I had to sit in line in Minneapolis in the freezing cold at 3 a.m., stand in line till the store opened at 6.
Sounds like a you problem. Look how ungrateful we are. See,
Right? I was like, when did you ever do that?
Me and Robin used to all the time. Me, Robin, Judy, and Amy, her sister, used to go and camp out at what was either Kmart, Walmart, Target, Shopko, wherever we ended up.
It's how I know you lying. There ain't no shop goes in Minnesota. No, I'm playing. But that is the end of episode 1. Thank you guys for tuning in. The next episode will be season 1, episode 2. It's called Guts. Actually, they're the lowest rated show of that season, so we'll find out why. Thank you guys again, and until next time,
bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Hypothetically Sound. We hope you enjoyed the episode. All episodes can be found at hypotheticallysound.podbean.com, as well as on Apple, Spotify, and Pandora. For full unedited video versions of the podcast, please visit us at youtube.com/hypotheticallysound.